friends, this is Jade Bolden and welcome to my video. Today we're going to talk about healing at the roots. Alright, so we're going to start off with an analogy of a tree, because trees have roots. Okay, so if you see a tree and it has pretty good fruit, and it's bright and it's yummy and it's healthy looking, you know that that tree is healthy. Yes, and you know that that tree is planted in good soil and it's probably nourished properly, and that's why it produces the healthy fruits. I mean, that's obvious, but I want you to think in that way, okay? So likewise, in our life, if we have some great results, some good things that's happening for us, we know that came from some good actions that we did. We took some good steps, okay, and made some good choices. And what helps us make those good choices, some good feelings. All right, and the feelings actually give us an idea of what's under the surface. And what's under the surface is our subconscious and sometimes conscious thoughts and beliefs. Okay, so we have our thoughts and our beliefs, and our thoughts and belief is planted in some good soil, and that good soil is a firm foundation anchored in God. All right, that's what makes it good. Okay, because it's this power that we're constantly connected to, that's going to produce some fantastic, strong, powerful results. Okay, so that's good. All right, so we did well. But what about the things that are negative? This is some of the negative results of our lives. Well, it comes from some negative actions, right? Or inactions, and some negative feelings. And those negative feelings, it comes from the thoughts and beliefs that are negative. All right, and if those thoughts and beliefs that are negatives, they're actually anchored in some negative, bad soil, sandy foundation, not anchored in God. As soon as we identify some of the results and where it came from, we can actually rip out that tree, rip out that weed, and replant it in a place where it is going to grow well and nourish well, and then become a good fruits. Okay, so that's what we want to do with what we're today. Okay, healing at the roots. All right, so this is about manifesting. We are creative creatures, right? We need to create, and sometimes we don't recognize that we have that power to create, and so we give away that power, and then we blame, and then we feel helpless and hopeless. So in order for us to heal permanently and happily, and feeling like we are progressing, we need to address everything at the root. Okay, so first of all, we want to look at the fruits. All right, that is part of the law of harvest. Some people call it karma, but basically it's from our actions, okay, that produces those fruits. And then we have to look at our actions or inactions of how we created it and why. And then finally we think, okay, so what's the emotion underneath those actions to lead us to making those choices, okay? And so now we have to look at that emotion, right? The emotion of what did we feel the way we feel? Okay, so if we have happy thoughts, we're going to have happy results, happy actions. You're not going to do good, happy things if you're feeling yucky today. You're not going to feel like doing much at all, right? So if you look at happy people, you're not going to find them moping in a dark corner somewhere, right? It just doesn't work that way. So now that you understand that you've got these feelings, right, we need to understand where those feelings came from, what thoughts have created those feelings, so that you can keep creating those happy thoughts to create those happy feelings, right, instead of like those negative thoughts. And then where are those thoughts coming from? Right? What kind of belief is it that we're carrying around that's creating those negative thoughts? Okay, so we need to look at all those things and help ourselves change that. Okay, so if you can see here on the screen, beliefs lead to thoughts, thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, and actions lead to results. Okay. Even if it's a physical health problem, we look at the root, which is the cellular level, right? Our cells are mutated, it's unhappy. But what controls the cells? Not DNA. Dr. Bruce Lipton proved that it isn't DNA. What it is the intelligence of it, okay? It's actually our beliefs, our choices, right? So that's why he created the book, who wrote the book, Biology of Belief. Because it really is about the belief. The belief will change the cells and control the cells and how it functions. Okay, so even with the physical health problems, you can see that the root is your beliefs, okay, and where you're planted. And if you have some negative results, it's because of the misalignment that you have. That's all, okay? And we can change that once we identify and address it. So you can see that when people try to heal passively, for example, people who have weight problems, they try to exercise and eat right, and then they eventually go back to where they were because they have that thermostat of thought. The thoughts are held the same level, and so they're never going to go above that and break those boundaries and barriers and blocks, okay? So what we want to do is help people go deeper and then change at the lower level. So how do we do that? I have a few steps here. So first is identify results. So be honest with yourself, write down some of the things that's happening to you, okay? This keeps happening, write it down. These are the results, okay? If you're self-sabotaging, if you're, some sort of self-abuse, then, write it down. I just keep eating junk food and whatever, okay? Just write it down. So number 2 is you want to identify actions. What are you doing that's leading to that result? What are you not doing that's leading to that result as well? So there's a mission and commission, right? So write it down. We are creators. We have created our life, okay? So number 3 is identifying the emotions that has led you to those feelings, okay? So some of us don't know what we're feeling. We feel blah, and then we think, I don't know, I just feel it. So you can actually do muscle testing. Some of you can do muscle test on emotion charts and find out the exact emotions. Sometimes the emotions, feelings come from family, generations, okay? And you just need to be honest with yourself and think, oh yeah, I can see that in the back of my mind that I might feel that way. I'm not like that, but I can see how I've inherited that, okay? So it might not be you, but you have a little trait of it still. If you don't know how to muscle test, you can do the rocking test. Which emotion is it? And you can rock, and when you rock forward, then it's probably the emotion that you are feeling right now. So if you have essential oils, which you should have a collection of, okay, do the smell test. So pick up an oil and smell it, or just grab an oil, and your subconscious will be drawn to the right one anyway, okay? Smell it, and if it's yummy and it's something that you love and you think, I want to bathe in it, I want to eat it, okay, it's the oil you need now. Look up the emotions of it in that Emotions and Essential Oil book, okay? And then find out exactly, be honest with yourself, is this what I'm feeling right now? Okay, but don't stop there. We're going to go to the next level too. Okay, we're going to find the thoughts that has led you to those feelings. Okay, or the other oils that you might pick up and you think, oh gosh, it stinks, or oh, it's rubbing me wrong. It's an unattractive oil to you. All right, it's an oil you need. Yes, I know people don't recognize that they do need it, but the emotion side of it is something that they're not ready for. Okay, so you're not going to force it on you. You're going to open the Emotions and Essential Oil book, and you're going to be honest with yourself and ask, do I really feel this way? Okay, I've done muscle testing and I've done ITOVI scans on people, and I can tell you, like 100% of the time, if the oils come up, they need it. And if they don't like it, it's because they don't recognize it. Okay, so be honest with yourself. Say, which one is this? Which emotion is this? Where am I holding that emotion? Okay, and find it instead of going, no, that's not me. That's not me. Okay, and that's not going to help you, right? So when you're honest and you discover that, yeah, I can see that about me, then you can change. And you know when you've changed, because when you smell those oils again that was yucky originally, it's nice again. It's nice, right? It changed on you because you've changed. Okay, so that's how you determine that you've changed. Okay, so now that we've found the emotion, we need to ask ourselves, what's under the surface? Okay, this is you doing a bit of thinking and digging. So ask yourself why and what thoughts have led me to those emotions. Okay, so you'll come up with some really good answers. Start writing it down. Like I said, sometimes it's inherited. So for me, like lavender wasn't yucky. It wasn't nice. It was super yucky for me, and it was about fear of rejection. And I'm thinking, well, I kind of like myself, sort of, or maybe I don't. you know, and then I say, well, where does that come from? Oh, it comes from my mom. Oh yeah, I can see that my mom, she has issues with loving herself. And I ask myself, the thought is, why don't I want to love myself? Oh, because I don't want to be prideful. Oh, okay, you know, and then I have to ask myself, what's the belief under that thought? Okay, and the belief is we're sinful creatures and we mess up, we're no good, or whatever it is, and then we change that. Okay, change that belief. So that's the next step. Okay, number 5 is be self-aware enough to identify your beliefs. Okay, so ask yourself, what is the belief that causes me to think that way? Okay, most of us, it's just about you know, being disconnected from God, and that's pretty much it. So we play victim and not own our own power. But once we know that we're a child of God and we have power, then things change. Okay, so number 6 is rewriting. So you are choosing new enlightened beliefs to replace those negative false beliefs. That's all. Okay, so you just use words that are equal and opposite to how it was before, and you need to you know, plant that in a soil that's good, which is God, right? It's because that soil is filled with light, love, truth, power. Okay, so I'm going to scoot this up here. So if you can keep speaking and nourishing that new belief, it will grow. And you know, you can yank that old negative belief weed out and replant this new seed in that void. Okay, and then you can't just plant it and leave it alone. You need to nourish it and keep building it. Okay, and you know, I'll show you how to do it. Okay, but first of all, if you want more information on the feelings and the emotions and stuff, you can read the book Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. I have a link on my website for that. It's a fantastic book that I think people should have at home to help themselves be more self-aware. Okay, so how do we strengthen the new beliefs? So there's 5 steps to it. So first of all, you choose new positive beliefs to adopt, and the key word is choosing. A lot of us know exactly what we don't like, and we complain about the things we don't like, and we make a list of the things we don't like, but we don't know what we like. Some of us have never chosen happy. We have never chosen joy. So it's time to choose happy and joy, okay, intentionally. You know, if you have a problem with choosing joy, then ask yourself, you know, go down to the root and ask yourself, why I don't let myself have joy? What's holding me back from joy? Okay, so number 2 is find the essential oil to help you rewire your mind. These oils have amazing vibrations that your body will match, and it will you know, be vibrating at the same level as those oils, which helps you heal yourself. Okay, and you know, if you can feel it as well as speaking it, as well as thinking it, you're rewiring your brain as the neurons and you know, electrical pulses fire. So it's firing together, it's wiring together, and that way you can change much faster. Okay, so number 3 is you look for and list evidence that supports your new belief. You can't just say it and say it and say your affirmations till you turn blue. Okay, you need to do some work. In the past, you've had some negative beliefs and you've looked for evidence. Okay, you've listened to people saying words, or you see evidence of, you know, what you believed. Okay, and that was true for you because that's all you saw. Now you're creating a new belief, and it'll be true for you too, because you're going to look for evidence, evidence of you being loved, evidence of you being worthy or good enough. Okay, so you need to make that conscious choice to be putting on those new happy glasses. All right, happy lens. So on paper, write out the good stuff, all right, that you believe, and keep looking for it, because complaining about the things that is not working, it doesn't, it's not negative, it hasn't helped you, right? Hasn't helped you. So now we're going to change it. Step 4 is give yourself time. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Okay, your new belief, it takes time to grow. So you need to, you can muscle test how many months, how many weeks do I do this? And then you can find out. Sometimes it takes about 2 or 3 months to fully adopt that new belief. Okay, so you're going to just clearly design your the time for you to heal from that. Okay, so the next thing is number 5 is visualizing and designing your life how it would be like with that new belief. Okay, so if it's like self-acceptance, you can see yourself with lots of friends, lots of, close relationships, whatever. So you have to imagine it, you have to design it, you have to choose it. We're here on earth to choose. So we need to choose in lots of areas, okay? No longer carry that victim mentality. We're going to get rid of it in lots of ways. It manifests itself in lots and lots of ways, guys. All right, so in conclusion, we can apply this healing at the root skill to lots of situations. So, that saying where, insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting a different result, we're done with that. We're not going to keep looking at the negative things and expecting some good results. Okay, it doesn't work. If you still have this result, then you're still thinking the same thoughts. Okay, so don't kid yourself. Right? So you want to make some changes at the root, then you'll see the result, and then you'll know that you've changed at the root. Okay, so what we all need to do is reconnect back to God. That's the root of all problems. Okay, the disconnection to God, because once we are connected to God, we feel His love, and then we love Him, and He loves us, and we have so much true love to give other people. So that's the first and the second commandment. And everything else are appendages to the first and the second commandment. All right, and it's powerful, you guys. It's simple and powerful and really obvious, but us humans, we overcomplicate things sometimes. So I invite you to dig deeper. So on the screen you can see there's a little tree, and we've got some gut problems, and gut problems is because this person's anxious and stuff, and it always goes back to the disconnection to God. Okay, and it's planted in a soil that's no good. So if you want to learn more about that specific health problems, you can click on the link, learn more about overcoming fears, and then you'll find that when we have faith, right, we have all of these lovely results. Okay, because that faith is the anchoring in a solid, firm foundation. Yay! Okay, so remember, you are never tried beyond your ability to change and withstand and overcome. So this means you can do it. Whatever the problem is, whatever your result is that you're struggling with in your life, you can do it. Okay, so remember that. So I'm going to now talk about some examples. All right, so I told you how to heal from the root, so I'll give you some examples to apply that knowledge. So let's call this guy Rejected Rob, and we have Rejected Robertas too. So let's look at the results first, okay? So the result of this guy's life is that he has gut problems, he has headaches, and he's got weight problems, his sexual organ problems, he's got aches and pains in his body. So what were the actions that led him to having these results? Well, he conforms to others, right? He betrays himself, he abuses himself, he doesn't eat right, and doesn't take care of his body well, and that's why he has these gut problems. And then he fails often. He just fails, makes so many mistakes all the time. But why? Because he has these feelings. So he feels unworthy, he feels worthless, he feels hurt, he feels insecure, he feels left out, and he feels forgotten. You see how people who feel forgotten and insecure, they try to do stuff to get remembered and get attention and stuff, you can see, right? And what were the thoughts that led him to those feelings? He thinks that he's not good enough. I am not enough. I hate myself. Okay, and of course if you hate yourself, you're wearing a sign, hate me, okay? And that's why he sees the evidence of people rejecting him all the time, right? So you can see how he's created some of that. And where's that belief from? Okay, think about it. His belief comes from the feeling of unworthy compared to others. He believes that he's not worthy. Okay, so let's change that at the root. All right, so we're going to have a happy Robert. Okay, now, so at the root he believes that he is worthy, and valuable and equal to everyone in the eyes of God. Okay, and so what does his thoughts do? His thoughts are, I love myself. Yeah, and accept myself. I know who I am and I receive love. Okay, he receives love from himself too. Okay, so feelings. He feels relaxed because he's loved now. He feels forgiving and tolerant and grounded and playful and in control, right? So what about the actions? He speaks up, he's empowered, he takes risks, and he, you know, tries things that are new, right? He's not holding himself back. See? Wonderful actions, and of course those good actions lead to good results. His life is more fulfilled, he's more productive, he's got more confidence, and he's got a healthy lifestyle. He's got good weight and energy and vitality. So I'll tell you now, that was me. You know, I was the rejected Roberta, okay? Or just, you know, weight problems, health problems, all sorts of aches and pains. That was me, right? And it messed up my gut. But once I learned how to believe that I'm valuable and I'm connected to God, good results happen. And you know, I'm at a good, healthy weight. I don't have to work very hard for it. In fact, I don't work out very much at all, and I should. I should go back to working out a little bit more. But you know, it's just so good to have that natural, healthy weight, healthy energy, and happiness, right? Because I have a proper anchor now. I have anchored myself in God, and I know how to fix that. So this can be you too. And you know what? Sometimes people don't recognize that they're blaming. And I want to tell you a few things that you can look for to recognize that you're blaming, that you're playing victim. Okay, so people, when you say, oh, people don't understand, right? They don't know, they don't understand what I'm trying to do. Okay, that's being a victim, that's blaming them, blaming other people. I have so much to, you know, I've done so much for people and they don't, you know, appreciate me or whatever. That's blaming. I feel disappointed, hurt, and offended by. You chose to feel hurt and offended, okay? So when people say, I don't want to offend, and I said, look, I will choose whether I want to be offended or not. It's not your choice, it's my choice, okay? So I have gut problems because it's inherited from my dad, my mom, you know. Well, that's you giving away your power and blaming situations again, right? Oh, that's how my body is. So that's blaming too, you know, okay? Just because you feel like you're unempowered. Anytime you feel unempowered, you're blaming. I have arthritis, I have asthma, I have bad genes, it's fungus. So blaming, okay? So we don't own those diseases. If you own those diseases, you're not going to heal from them. Okay, so if you look at those diseases and you look at the root of it, is always a disconnection from God. It's always an irritation of fear of some sort. So we can get rid of that now. So you recognize that, huh? All right, so we're moving on to stressful Suzie. All right, and some of you might relate to Miss Stressful Suzie here. Okay, so we're looking at the results first. The result is she's got some weight problems. She's got tension and aches and sores in her body. Her shoulders hurt, and she doesn't get much done, even though she's thinking about doing a lot of things. There's so much to do. I'm so overwhelmed. And, you know, she still, you know, doesn't get what she wants, right? So that's the result of her life. So actions, what are the actions that led her to that? She gets angry with her kids, and she, you know, she's shouting, she's just overworked, and she just doesn't feel like she can do enough. Okay, so what are the feelings that she's entertaining? So she's feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Overwhelmed is the feeling of, I got to do everything here and now and all at once. Okay, it's sort of like eating a big meal all in one bite. It doesn't work that way. You gotta take a bite at a time. But sometimes in our heads we want to do it all now. We think too far forward, and we're always in that space. Okay, so what are the thoughts that she's hosting in her head? She's saying, I am too busy to play and rest, and because I have to do everything. Okay, I'm just too busy. Right, that's her thoughts. But where do those thoughts come from? Okay, it could be being a mother is stressful. That's the belief. Or the belief is being busy makes me important, makes me valuable. Or being idle is bad. You know, resting is being idle. You know, sometimes there's weird false beliefs and connections like that, associations. So whatever it is, you identify it and you change it. Okay, so here's how we change it for Suzie. Okay, the belief is, with divine help, being a mother is enjoyable. Okay, I can have it all in the right season, time and season. Okay, so being a mum is wonderful. I have all this help. You know, all these wonderful things, if you believe that, okay, because you're anchored in God. God's helping you. These children are on loan. They're yours, on loan. So you take good care of them, and God is helping you with them. So the thought is, I can find solutions and think outside the box. I can have my cake and eat it too. So, you know, if there's a problem, you can find a solution. Right, so this is me. It was me. And so I decided, like, I am going to find solutions. I want the house clean, right? But I don't want to be the one doing it all. So I teach my kids how to clean, and I clean with them, and then I incentivize them, and I show them the benefits of cleaning, and then they love it. And I have a daughter that is really into cleaning, that you know, she babysits for other people, and then she cleans their house too. Because, you know, she just can't stand things not being clean, because I've instilled that love for cleanliness for her. Okay. So I don't clean out of grudge, out of, you know, feeling like a servant victim, because if I do that, then they'll learn that. Okay. So feelings, I feel relaxed. I love cleaning. You know, I love being grounded and playful, and just being crazy and silly with my children as a mum. Right, so I get to take them to my job, because I just teach people and I travel. So I fly on an airplane and take a child with me. You know, I love it. So I think of being a mother is fun. Okay, so those are the feelings that I get. And then actions, I utilize the law of leverage, and I look for solutions, right? And you find solutions in all the things that you do. Right, and then the result is you live life more fully productive, and you're highly productive without feeling stressed. Okay, you're organized, and you're confident, and you have a great lifestyle. So at any point, you can come to my house, and most of the time things are clean, and things are organized. My wardrobe's organized in color codes and things like that, and my kids you know, are the same way too. So most of the time, like I said, we can be in the middle of a project and things will look messy, but most of the time we're good. And that is what I wanted, right? And now I can have it because I changed at the root. All right, and you too, you can do that too. So super, super liberating. All right, so you can you find some oils to use as you change these beliefs in your head. So here's some oils that I'm suggesting. So for self-acceptance and self-love, when those people that hold out their love and their happiness for themselves is way out here, you can use cassia, bergamot, magnolia, grapefruit, slim and sassy, lemon, jasmine, patchouli, hope, and HD clear. Apply it on, smell it, look at the positive beliefs and feelings, and then adopt beliefs according to those clues, okay, for yourself. All right, sometimes we think if we love ourselves, we're selfish, but in fact the people that hate themselves are selfish, because they keep thinking about themselves and all the negative things about themselves, and they're playing God, because they're saying, okay, I'm no good, I'm judging myself because of this, and you're judging yourself. Why? You're not God. You don't know all the information. Let it go. Let God do his job. All right, if he wants to bless you, just accept and receive gratefully. That's it. Okay, if you've been parented a lot, you know, when you were little, and you know everything you do is just then you need to choose to be gentle with yourself, and know that the natural consequence that God has created is sufficient punishment. You don't have to add more to that. Okay, so if you touch fire, you get burned. That's sufficient. You don't have to spank yourself and tell yourself off and, you know, make it worse. In that way, you're going to be kinder to yourself. Okay, so some people that are, you know, feeling like they need to punish themselves, what happens is the message that comes through when you're adding to God's punishment is that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough. Okay, So if you drew on the wall when you were a little kid and your parents go, oh, spank, spank, slap, slap, and telling you off, you know, what does that message tell you? The message says, you're not good enough, you mess up, right? It just a lack of trust in you. But instead, oh boy, oh dear, that's not what we do with pens. Okay, let's clean up, honey. Let's clean it up. That's sufficient. That's sufficient consequence for what you've done. You know what I mean? Okay, so fear of, okay, releasing fears. So juniper berry, cassia, cinnamon, birch, cypress, lavender, myrrh, spikenard, peppermint, deep blue, cumin, and console. We have all these emotions that fear emotions that we hold on to because we are trying to control the world. So these oils help us release and trust. Okay, personal strength, feeling like you don't have the ability, the power, the smarts, whatever. Here are some oils for you: ginger, birch, on guard, wintergreen, balance, deep blue, basil, peppermint, turmeric. Okay, these oils can help you remember who you really are and that your power source is up there, and that you can connect to your power source and be the conduit of power. Okay, healing from generational negative patterns. You've got Siberian fir, Douglas fir, petitgrain, and DDR prime. Okay, sometimes we have roofs, you know, people don't feel like they deserve a good relationship, but they deserve money. Or, you know, if you do deserve money, there's a roof, all right? So for us, we discovered that we had a roof around 400, 500,000. So we thought, no, we don't want any roofs. We want to have that unlimited freedom. So we had to kind of identify what the emotions are and resolve it and clear it, and then have a good, strong belief system, okay? The other thing is faith and grace. Okay, allowing God to jump in and help you because you're his child and he wants to bless you. All right, if you have a child and you have all the abilities, the funds, the time to bless that child, why would you hold back? You know, same with God. He wants to shower you with stuff, but you keep putting your umbrella up. So this way you're putting your umbrella down and allowing yourself to have that grace. So arbor vitae, sandalwood, immortelle, frankincense, melissa, chamomile, Roman chamomile. Okay, cleansing negativity. If you're so used to putting those glasses on and you're judgmental and you're, looking at all the negative things, well, here's some oils to get rid of those glasses for good. Purify, zendocrine, and lemongrass. Okay, so those are the oils that you can use on a daily basis if you need to. For me, I took zendocrine for the longest time because nature is like that. Sometimes you think, oh, what if this happens? And then I'm like, oh, there it is again. So keep taking it to say, hey, what if it works out? Okay, so there you go, guys. This is healing from the roots. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends. And if you don't have a doTERRA account, go ahead and contact the person that sent you this video. And if that person is me, contact me and I'll help you set up a wholesale account where you can buy the oils for 25% off and enjoy all the benefits and the freebies. No obligations to buy if you don't want to buy all the time. That's fine. It's just a basic wholesale membership. Alrighty, so that's all from me. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll look forward to talking to you next time. Bye for now.